I could build a spaceship.
Hello and welcome to Space Doc Jury Minisode X. We're not going to say what it is because I can't remember the number, but there you go. So this week we're going to have a minisode for you, and what are we going to be talking about, Pete?
Ready rooms?
That's right. We're going to be talking about robots.
Ugh.
Yay! See, because obviously, you know, we can talk about spaceships all we like, but of course there's aspects of spaceships like crew members, and all that kind of thing. And one thing that's come up recently with Futurama and the Cygnus and all these other things is that a lot of these spaceships tend to be piloted by robots. And so here we are.
And they're not exactly good robots.
No, they tend to be pretty shit robots. In fact, robots in general in science fiction that fly spaceships tend to be uniformly shit. Wouldn't you agree?
Mostly.
Yeah, I think 100%. I mean, just off the top of my head, we have Vincent and Bob from the Cygnus.
Oh, God. I mean, just don't come out with... You got to ease into these things, Andy.
No, it's like a Band-Aid. Just rip it off. Just get it done.
For fuck's sake. Okay, well then that's your... Obviously, I was going to ask what everyone thought was a shit robot to pilot a spaceship, but Jesus, Vincent... Pete.
It looks like something out of a Disney fucking ride.
Well, yeah, I mean, nothing else tells you that Black Hole is Disney, like those damn robots with their googly eyes.
Yeah. And they're...
They may as well have had Mickey Mouse ears and gone the whole hog.
Well, actually, they did. Remember, they had those little legs that came out the bottom, but they looked like little balls that hung off the bottom.
Yeah.
They were little balls. Like
they were a pair of balls, all right.
Yeah, exactly. And old Bob had one hung low. He did.
Do you have anti-Semitic views as well?
Did. Yeah, just, you know, he liked things being just the way they were. He had one ball, and yeah. Perhaps
I've just looked up what Vincent and Bob allegedly stand for. I wish I hadn't. Mm-hmm. Vincent stands for Vital Information Necessary Centralized. The fuck?
In other words, he's a TV screen.
And it gets better because Bob stands for Bio Sanitation Battalion. I mean, they're fundamentally the same robot.
Biosanitation.
Where does the S come from?
Yeah. And where does it go, more importantly?
No. The B and the O are in bio.
So they missed out the I.
This isn't the way this thing works.
It shouldn't be. I mean, at least with R2-D2, they don't make any pretense that it stands for anything.
Yeah, quite.
Acronyms. You're doing it wrong.
Oh, so very, very wrong. And the other thing, at least with R2, I think is probably, him and BB-8, the only really good robots that we can think of. I mean, Bender is cool, but you know, I wouldn't trust him with anything.
We haven't done really shit robots yet. I mean, we literally just touched on Vincent and Bob. I mean, admittedly,
let's carry on with the shit ones.
Well, I was going to say, admittedly, you've plunged into the freezing pool without any clothes on of shit robots because they are pretty fucking shit. But I mean, Pete, have you got any? What ones leap to mind?
Well, we're on the subject of ball robots. We've got the ones from Terrorhawks.
Oh, but
Sergeant Major Zero.
But exactly, the guy from Adolf Hoffman doing exactly the same role, but as a giant ball robot.
But it's Windsor Davis, you lovely boy.
It's lovely, yeah.
You cannot be talking about him like that. Any robot with a voice of Windsor Davis immediately becomes cool. I'm sorry.
You're right.
Yes.
Weren't they suicidal, like always wanting to blow themselves up? Am I misremembering that? It just sounds like something
a long while for good reason.
Yeah, they were kind of... They were a bit Sontaran in that fashion. They wanted to go to war regardless of the cost. Which made them kind of crap soldiers as well, because they just wanted to just kind of roll into battle. In fact, what's the point of rolling robots?
Because the bad guys had squares. I remember that.
Because we had to have the noughts and crosses at the
end.
end.
That's it. The noughts
for the title screen.
Oh man!
It really showed. It really showed how bad that show was when you consider that the noughts and crosses bit was the bit that everyone talked about in the playground the next day. And he was like, I thought they were going to win this week. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, sorry. So sorry, go on. Go on. Give us.
One for a show that we'll be covering in a short while. 5LXL5. We have Robert the robot, very imaginative named robot with a bloody bucket for a head, talking like a 1960s Cyberman.
No relation to Robbie the robot.
No, this is Robert. It was made quite clear.
Yeah. Quite proper.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Robert the robot was kind of his time, really. He wasn't shit per se. I mean, come on.
Very shit.
Well, he was pretty shit. I mean, he was fairly okay. He was shit. I mean, but I mean, he's no Vincent and no Bob. I mean, at least he could fly the blasted ship.
That's true. Didn't he go on to have a career in Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you got Crow. I mean, he was good. And actually, you can't really include him, can you? Because obviously he's a good.
Oh, I fought for good robot.
Go on.
Crichton.
What?
Wait. Is he a good one or a shit one?
He's brilliant. He's got vacuum cleaning attachments and everything.
Yeah, but that's part of the problem, isn't it? If you got
well, compared to the rest, okay, he seems pretty sane, which admittedly isn't saying an awful lot, but
well, yeah, I was going to say that is kind of a low bar to measure by, really, isn't it? That's a low tide mark.
He's the member of the Red Dwarf crew that scores 1, whereas the rest of them score 0.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And
well, I was going to say when he has Sparehead 2 on, he kind of drags them up a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Which one's the grumpy one? Spearhead 3?
The northern one. Is
Yeah.
that Spearhead?
Stick it up your bum. Go on, off you go. Get out of here. Yeah.
You la-di-da.
Yeah. Going off for your friends. Forget about us. Steve is in a cupboard. Yeah. What do you think, Spearhand 1? But anyway, I was going to ask, actually, does Rimmer count as a robot? Because essentially, he's a tiny little drone projecting a hologram light field around him.
Well, he's synthetic, but I'm not sure.
Oh, did he actually have the memory anagrams of Rimmer, or was he just a simulation?
Yeah, it was all on a disc, wasn't it? So,
yeah, I think he... Not quite. Oh, dear God in heaven.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. No, I've discovered something terrifying.
Oh, God. What?
Truly terrifying.
Where babies come from?
It's worse than that, mate. It's this is... Oh, God. They've made some flash animations of the Zeroids from Terrorhawks.
Oh.
Like Big Finish did it last year.
Why would you...
I was just looking up Zeroids and then it popped up on Google and oh God, and it's animated and make it go away. It's gone away.
Okay. Well, I've got a shit robot for you while you all ponder on the existence of Arnold Rimmer as whether or not he's a robot or not, because I think he is, because he's just a projection. He's just a projector floating around in an artificial intelligent drone. I would like to submit B4.
God, yes.
Why does the sun shining so bright? Why does the sun shining so bright?
Have you got Nemesis on the brain, mate?
Yeah,
is
this
that what
is
it
the
is?
second time.
Yeah, well, it's only the first time for the listeners.
You don't know how lucky you are,
Once
listeners,
was in
trust
none.
me.
Well, I don't know. I must have caught it in my sleep the other day or something. I just, for some reason, I've been thinking about Star Trek Nemesis a lot.
No, you've been thinking about Tom
It's an
Hardy a lot.
illness.
Yeah, or yeah. Well, anyway, anyway, yeah. It's the last time I ever heard him speaking clearly on film.
Yes, you're merely a doctor, like.
Yeah, I was in the Revenant and I was going to go fight a bear and I'm going to get these pelts. Tom, just stop it. Just take the tongue out of the corner of your mouth and just try and talk normally. It'd be great.
B4 is properly shit, but what's even worse is he's completely superfluous. It's like what? And again, what would have made so much more sense is if Shinzon had gotten hold of Law and reprogrammed him. It's like you don't even have to introduce
Another
B4.
one.
No.
You know, it's cock. It's just cock.
Yeah, well, made even more cock by the fact we had to have a sort of old bloke's holiday in a dune buggy chasing down the parts of B4. The fact he's even called B4, for fuck's sake.
It did seem like a deleted scene from The Hangover, the whole dune buggy scene.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with Worf in the back. Dear God. I thought of another shit one, though.
Go on.
3 words for you.
Go on.
Beady, 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 beady.
Oh, he's not shit.
Yes, he is.
How dare you?
He's a little silver.
He's awesome.
He's a little silver dildo with a Dr. Dre Easy
He's got a
big
massive
clock
medallion.
around him. It's just like he's.
Dr. Theophilus is fairly crap, I grant you. But Tweaky's cool. Don't diss Tweaky.
He's
an absolute tit.
He's not.
He is. I tell you what. I mean, you know, at the time of recording, Black Dog did High Plains Drifter. He's Mordecai from High Plains Drifter, but with a penis hat on.
A million times more likeable.
And a million times. Well, no, he's not. I mean, he is Metal Mickey in space.
He's a lot better than that.
No, he's not.
I mean, generally you get them in cartoons, don't you? The typical thing, annoying robot, 7 starts 7.
And One Rover 1.
That's it, yeah. And then from your giant eye in the sky, you had a No-No.
Oh,
I mean, that's a particularly egregious example, isn't it?
Certainly
but
is.
Compared to those, I mean, Tweaky's actually pretty cool.
Well, he can walk on his own. That's a start.
Occasionally Buck has to lift him up over steps and things. It's a bit unfortunate.
Has to pick him up and put him on bar stools and shit. I mean,
I would like to present Exhibit A for the prosecution.
No, please don't let it be that picture again.
What's wrong with that?
No, it's not that one. What's right with that?
I've been watching a lot of Buck Rogers lately, so
we know. We
Yeah, we
slowly turned to mush.
We were there, man. We understand. I mean,
nothing wrong with Tweaky. Tweaky's
yes,
cool.
if the listeners will remember the episode "Dramatic Musical Interlude," you'll know our views on Buck Rogers.
All right, so that particular ship is annoying and shit, but nothing wrong with Tweaky.
Look at him, faceless. It is a dildo. His head is a head of a penis. There is no two ways about it. It's a penis stuck on the body of a small child. I mean, that's just waiting to be put on a register somewhere.
It's a tough one. Who's the bigger dick between him and Buck, to be honest? But yeah.
Oh wow! It came with a vibrating feature.
Did it really? Hold on. Oh no! What have we got here? It's a GIF. Oh god, that's the lady version.
Which is more masculine than Tweaky.
I know. The lady version. And she go, beady, 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 or something like that, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, my giddy aunt.
Yeah, they jumped the shark with her, I'll grant you that.
Jumped the shark? They fucking buried the shark in the floor and rocketed over it in an Orion. I mean, what on earth is that? That's just all manner of wrong. Look at that. You feel the intensity in that GIF. Look at it. That's acting for you.
It's true.
Along those lines, though, I have another one for you.
Oh yeah,
Muffet from Battlestar.
Muffet the Daggett.
Muffet the Daggett.
Yeah.
The chimp. Pity the chimp.
Pity the chimp. Yeah, Pity the chimp. Is that the actual name of the chimp?
Yeah, it should have been. Yeah.
Or Mojo.
Yeah, pray for Mojo. Oh, I can't watch that. Thankfully, Muffet isn't as much as I remember, but
yeah.
When he does appear, it's like, oh, there's a chimp in there, you bastard.
Yeah.
Give him a banana, leave him alone.
Yeah, just put a bowler hat on him and be done with it. I mean,
to be fair, the worst thing is that the bloody chimp's got to hang out with that kid playing boxy.
Oh, yeah, well, from the looks of it, Boxy went on and sort of ended up being dunked in silver paint and became bloody Tweaky.
That explains why he hardly showed up in the reboot.
Exactly. He's still trapped inside a steel
He's in carbonite.
Yeah, pretty much.
Twinkies in carbonite.
Yeah. But speaking of carbonite, is there any really terrible robots in Star Wars? I mean, I know they're called droids, but is there any ones?
Well, there's that gold prick hanging around with a trash can.
Yeah. Well, actually, do you know what? He's remarkably irritating. Even today, I can't stand C-3PO. I really don't see the point of him.
He worked in A New Hope for me and Empire as kind of... Actually, in the original trilogy, he works for me. A little bit of comic relief, comic foil to R2, they're kind of the Greek chorus for the things, which is great. But then the second you get into the prequels, and much of the prequels is cock, he just goes off reservation. And then the first lines out of his mouth in the
he was the one thing I hated about the Force Awakens.
You won't recognise me for my red arm. Yes. And then I remember making a flippant comment to Lee, I think. I said, I bet we've got to wait for the bloody Time novel to find out why he's got the red
sure
arm.
Enough.
And then they did it!
Yeah. I mean, the thing with 3PO is, I mean, you say he's sort of tolerable as a Greek chorus. In New Hope, he's fine because he is it's an interesting, prissy character, and he carries the film for the first 25, 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And that's fine until Luke turns up, and then it all turns into a normal thing. But the thing that I really despise is the fact that they made him less and less relevant to any action whatsoever. And like Empire, he can speak 6 million languages. Does he do any of that? Does he do anything? No, he gets blown up, and that's it. And then
we find out that the hyperdrive on the Millennium Falcon has a very peculiar accent because of him.
Yeah. And
incidentally, just as a sidebar, we know how when R2 needs to interface with the computer, he ejects this kind of port and plugs in.
Mm-hmm.
What does 3PO do?
Watches. He's the ultimate cuckold.
All I'm saying is when 3PO has to talk to the computer, something needs to eject from somewhere.
It was on one of those chewing gum cards, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, with the airbrush cock. Yeah,
that would explain that.
That would explain a lot. But the thing
I thought of another shit. Well, it's not a shit one.
Go on then.
But it's kind of shit, but I love it. It's the Gonk droid. It's completely useless.
Oh, what the
it
power
just walks
droid?
Around going Gonk.
Yeah, no, but
I love it all the same.
No, that makes sense. That's basically a barely sentient walking battery.
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense. You just go, oi, come over, and it goes onk onk, and you jumpstart your spaceship and off you fly. I mean, that's.
I was cool with it until
fine.
somehow you discovered you could torture them by applying hot brands in Return of the Jedi. How was that supposed to bloody work with a robot?
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Let's face it, the entire robot torture chamber makes little sense.
Well, to be quite honest, that's just Robot Wars. To be honest,
actually, you've got a fair point there. It really is.
I mean, why is anyone watching Robot Wars? It's like a thing has smashed into a thing. It's barely recognisable.
It's a killer lot.
It's to see somebody rage quit by throwing their remote on the floor. That's why I watched Robot Wars.
Oh, it wasn't for Philippa Forrester then?
That too.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I was going to say the one thing with 3PO in Return of the Jedi is when he becomes a god in the Ewoks' eyes. It's like that's the ultimate underlining of that character, isn't it? It's like he's completely ineffectual, and when he does actually have a job to do, he fucks it up. It's like, oh, I can't possibly pretend to be a god, like to save you people. It's like, oh, right. Well done. You had one job, 3PO. One job in like 3 movies, and all you did was
there were raptors in the kitchen, 3PO. Raptors were in the kitchen. People died, 3PO.
Yeah, and all you ended up doing is sitting on a chair and fucking up sitting on a chair. I mean, 3PO's just shit. I really don't like him.
I thought of another really shit one. I've got another really shit one. It's so shit. It's beautiful.
Go on.
The robot sheriff Ellie from Star Crash.
Oh, what's wrong with her?
Well, firstly, I thought it was a him.
Well, there is that. Yeah.
It's Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah.
a robot suit.
Well, yeah. I mean, I may be nothing more than a humble robot space chicken, but
Now listen up, boy. You learned something.
Yeah. Listen up here now. I said, boy. I said, stop that.
It does look like something out of Spaceballs.
Yeah. Sorry, Pete, you were going to say something. Go on, what was that?
Where do we stand on Transformers? I mean, obviously, as long as Michael Bay isn't directing.
On their heads, to be honest, if I can possibly, with a big hobnail boot.
Well, being the only one who doesn't have to be aged by carbon dating, I did grow up with Transformers, so I do have a certain affection for them.
I've got an affection from the comics, it has to be said.
Yeah, thanks for the carbon dating thing, by the way. Cheeky fuck.
What's that, Sonny?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Are you allowed in here? Do we have to ask? Do we have to ask your mum for permission before you're allowed to swear and talk to strangers?
I've got an ID here. That's me, honest. Yeah, it's not a stick on mustache.
I mean, Transformers. I mean, they are spaceships in and of themselves in some cases.
In some cases, yes.
Yeah, depending on the day of the week, and because continuity wasn't really a thing with the old comics and cards.
Well, you can pick and choose the continuity guide with Transformers.
Yeah. Never go on a Transformers wiki page. Because
that way lies madness.
I did that once when doing research for Sci-Fi Now, and for an article, and I went on there, I read something, I thought, oh, that's an interesting piece of information, noted it down, hit refresh, because the site had timed out, hit refresh, and by the time I'd hit refresh, it literally had changed, and then someone had changed it back to something else. The site was... the wiki was evolving in front of my eyes.
It became self-aware.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say one robot that I always thought was actually pretty cool, even though he didn't actually do an awful lot, was Galt from The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh yeah, very iconic.
Very iconic.
I've still not seen that.
Haven't you?
No.
Well, if you just look at the front cover of the
I mean, I've seen pictures of it, so I know what you're talking about.
That's pretty much all it does. You're actually watching the film if you look at the picture.
Okay.
He just stands there for pretty much the whole thing. Oh, we got a photo coming through.
Yeah, no, this is a classic from Battlestar Galactica.
Holy shit.
I don't know what he's called, but he's bloody hot.
He's called Tweaky's dad. You can see the family resemblance.
He's the one who kind of... He's the one that Boltar...
Lucifer.
Is the intermediary. Yeah, Lucifer, that's it, yes. And it's quite blatantly a guy wearing a suit on sort of with the head balanced on top of his head. It's crazily tall and wobbly.
Yeah.
It's just... And it's so disco.
Yeah, he was an IL series Cylon.
Was he?
There you go.
Yeah.
5 seconds worth of Googling gave me that. Because
the original Battlestar, iconic for its Cylons. Obviously, blokes in suits.
Yeah,
One
looking
of the things, very cool. But one of the things I do love in the reimagined series is when they reference the older Cylons, they've kind of updated them, so they're still instantly recognisable, but they're no longer blokes in suits; they're fully CG. So you can see all the joints, and there's I don't know if you saw the Razor film, which was had a flashbacks, and you got Adama fighting the Cylon as they fall through the sky, and that was very cool.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I like the Cylons, which look like Tricia Helfer.
Well, yes. There's something to be said for the 6 series.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for the 6 series.
Mind you, the 8s and the 3s aren't too bad either.
No, exactly. I think they're all fairly good robots. I'm fairly happy to be.
Murdered by any of them?
Yeah, I was going to say. I for one welcome our robot overlords.
If they look like that, yes.
If you got
but ones can go hang.
Yeah. Anything that looks like Dean Stockwell, that's just there's no reason for that. That was
really?
clearly.
Dean Stockwell doesn't do it for you, blimey.
No, not really. I mean, I don't also.
People are so picky these days.
See, funny enough, I don't wank off to melty candles either.
I just really wanted at one point towards the end, he just sit down and pull out Ziggy and say, "It's not working."
Yeah.
Damn it, Sam.
We've got to destroy the humans and then we can leap home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When he's introduced, are we allowed to do spoilers on Battlestar Galactica now? Is it long enough?
I think
Well, we're going to do
so.
spoilers on Battlestar Galactica now, so if you don't want to listen, piss off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But when he's introduced as the preacher, who clearly doesn't believe in a bloody thing, he's just fantastic.
yeah.
Oh, especially when he's protesting, saying, "I'm telling you, I'm not." And then the other one comes, and he just kind of goes,
Yeah.
"Oh well,
Okay.
pick us up."
Hey ho. Yeah, but then again, he does count as a pretty shit robot, a Cylon, really, because he's the one who, like, after all the planning, and we've been told for like 4.5 years worth of bloody show that
They have a plan.
They have a plan. As soon as that plan goes south, what's the first thing he does? He puts a gun in his mouth and goes, "No!" and blows his head off.
Well, to be fair, that wasn't the first time it had gone south. It had been going south since about season 3 at that point. But yeah,
But it was just like,
I take your point.
yeah, it's just like no talking about it, no discussing it, no trying to get yourself out of a problem. It's just like, oh well, fuck that, bang. Oh, well done. That's a good way of doing things. Oh dear.
Silent mic drop.
Yeah, silent mic drop. So okay, well let's move on to the good ones. I mean, what's that? What we got coming up now? Oh, hello. No, that's just wrong. Creepy, uncanny valley.
Japan, when they do robots.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
They're always like 12-year-old women, aren't they? It's just not right.
No, definitely. There's definitely no need for that.
The fuck, Japan. The fuck. I mean, they've given us some awesome, the Jaegers from Pacific Rim. Fucking awesome. Not really robots, but still, But then they do shit like this. It's just like, oh, God.
Yeah, there's no need for that, really. I mean, okay, well then give us an example of good robots. I mean, a classic robot that you wouldn't mind having by your side on your spaceship, crewing your ship.
Not a classic, but BB-8.
Silence.
Well, I'm just saying it's not a classic because it's only a year old.
Well, I mean, he's cute and everything, but
he's awesome. He's got your back as well. You're trying to impress a girl by lying about being part of the resistance.
yeah, thumbs up.
The guy's got it, you know.
Yeah, he's
Troy,
cute.
please.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was going to say I've just said, what's the one you want to have with you on a spaceship, and you've picked basically Bobby Ball.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Or are you going to go with Data? That's going to end well for you.
No, no one's going to choose Data because you know what? Unless of course Peach.
Who needs to be reminded of Brent Spiner? No.
Yes.
Exactly. Who needs?
Besides, next thing you've got Law or B4 or I don't know, his mother, which is Brent Spiner in a wig.
Yeah. Noonien Sung or whatever his name is, because he's got to have something tied into bloody Khan as well. Ah, fuck. Yeah. Down that Data rabbit hole lies madness and Star Trek incontinuity.
Well, I'm going to be slightly controversial here because he's not everybody's favourite, but he was when I was a kid particularly, and that's K9.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I wore holes in my trousers.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Where are we going with this? This has gone dark all of a sudden.
Context! When I was a kid at school, playing as K9 on all fours, I wore holes in my trousers.
You didn't go to boarding school, did you?
No.
Just checking.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah. Yeah, what? Pardon? Where are we going with this?
Anyway, so yes, K9, yes.
Yeah.
The robot dog from Doctor Who.
Well,
it's cool.
I think that's cool. I mean, there's no reason why not. I mean,
he's not everybody's favorite. At times they do misuse him terribly by giving him like robot flu and he has to cough. And also he had these limitations on the basis that he really couldn't go very fast at all. And the actors constantly complained about the fact they had to be down on their knees in order to be able to be in the same shot as him. But
well, they knew who the star was, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes, quite. And when it was the original Romana, Mary Tam, that was fine.
Yeah, because you weren't really worrying about that at all, were you?
No.
Really? Yeah.
Wait, there's a dog in that shot? Where?
Yeah, where? By the way, I just remembered. Obviously, last week we did Spaceballs, and obviously, Andy, you missed out on doing Doc Matrix.
No, I didn't miss out. I promise you, I didn't miss out.
What? What's wrong with that?
What's right with that?
Well, what's wrong with C-3PO as Joan
C-3PO
Rivers?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's, do you know what? I think it's the most honest portrayal of C-3PO out there.
You've got a point there. That's true.
So what's your star robot then, Lee?
Well, I mean, there's a few, but I have to say, there's it's kind of split. I mean, Robbie the Robot's obviously the classic, and he can
From the original series, not from the
from the original Forbidden Planet, not from XL5, because he's a classic design, and there's all these amazing things he can do, and he's super strong, and he's super ethical, and he's got a little dry sense of humour. But if you want to go,
mixes a mean martini as well.
Mixes a mean martini, exactly. He has a little synthesizer in his chest. But also, I would say Bishop from Aliens.
Yes. Not bad.
Because he may be synthetic, but he's not stupid.
No.
Quote unquote. And, you start off distrusting him because of the point of view of Ripley, but actually, from the start right through to the end, he's the most reliable person in the entire film.
And he's also he's played, well, not shiftily, that's too strong a word, but it's not just Ripley that makes you not trust him. It doesn't seem quite right to begin with, but then
no,
he just comes through at the end.
Lance, is it Henriksen?
Henriksen.
Yeah, he's one of those character types that you just associate with being the bad guy.
Yeah, most of the time he is.
And they do that. They do that really weird sort of fisheye lens up close shot when he's looking at the facehuggers, and then the dropship pilot, I think it's called Spunkmeyer, comes in and goes, "Oh, that's a nice pet you got there, Bishop. Hello, Bishop, and he just turns to the camera and just stares straight into the camera, and it's like, hang on. That's what's going on there?
Hello, Hidden Directive 4.
Yeah, exactly. yeah, and he turns back and he just goes, "It's magnificent, isn't it?" And then it's like after that, you kind of like, okay, it's a bit dodgy, but by the end of the film, it's very, very clear that he's a bang up guy. So I'd have Bishop on my team.
Absolutely, Bishop is a very cool robot.
Not so much Ash or the A2, the twitchy A2s as they call them,
or David.
No, not at all. Ever. I mean, I and if I did, I certainly wouldn't do something that Genius Wayland does, which is basically antagonise him for the entire film, and then just go, "Oh, you're not my son. Shame you're not real. Never mind. Oh, I've given you emotions, have I? Oh, yes. Well, fuck off. You're rubbish. And all this kind of crap." And then wonder why he suddenly turns on everyone. It's weird. Anyway, so there you go. That's a few robots. I'm sure you guys out there have a few more that you want to talk about or want to add to the list. And if you do, then jump onto our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/SpaceDocJury, or tell us on Twitter, which is @SpaceDocJury. So
this is something we'll probably come back to again at some point.
I'm pretty sure we will, but as it is, we have other stuff to be getting on with, and time is getting on. And so, thank you very much for listening. And like I say, just leave your comments and feedback and any other things about robots you want to do. Just drop them on the Facebook group, and we'll have a little look through them. And maybe when we revisit this thing, we'll call back up your comments. So, until next time, take care, and we'll see you all later. Tatty, bye.
Bye, my shiny metal ass.
Oh, everyone dives in on the comments now, on the quotes now. Just as the curtain's coming down, you sort of duck in underneath, go, oh. See you later, everyone. Oh, what have we got now? Oh, no. No.
So wrong.
So wrong. I'm not telling you.
Special! Spaced Up Jury is a production of 3 Angry Beards for GeekPlanetOnline.com.